is the Lord's house. Everybody is welcome. This is the Lord's house. Everybody is welcome. This is the Lord's house. Everybody is welcome. Come on in and taste the bread of life. In the Lord's house, everybody is welcome. There is healing in the Lord's house. Everybody is welcome. Healing in the Lord's house. Everybody is welcome. Come on in and taste the bread of life. While I run this race, guide my feet while I run this race. Guide my feet while I run this race, for I don't want to run this race in vain. Search my heart while I run this race. Search my heart while I run this race. Search my heart while I run this race, for I don't want to run this race in vain. 1 minute. You have to wear masks, but you're allowed to sing, you're allowed to dance, you're allowed to stand up, you're allowed to do anything basically but take off your masks. That's not totally true, within common sense and common discretion, but even if you want to tap your toes or, I don't know, move your shoulders, something, there is life in this room. Let's do that one again. Search my heart while I run this race. Search my heart while I run this race. Search my heart while I run this race, for I don't want to run this race in vain. I'm your child. I'm your child while I run this race. Lord, I'm your child while I run this race. I'm your child while I run this race, for I don't want to run this race in vain. Come on in and taste the bread of life. Here we go. Can we do it? This is the Lord's house. Everybody is welcome. This is the Lord's house. Everybody is welcome. This is the Lord's house. Everybody is welcome. Come on in and taste the bread of life. Oh, come on in and taste the bread of life. Come on in and taste the bread of life. Yeah! Proverbs 19:21 says, "Many plans are in a person's mind and heart, but the purpose of God's Spirit will prevail." Now, we have all sorts of life plans floating around in our inner beings, our hearts and minds, which makes sense as we have many parts within us. A few examples. My inner critic has a plan. Its plan is for me to feel pressured to be perfect and to constantly remind me that I'm not perfect. My inner rejected self has a plan. Its plan is to avoid rejection at all costs and avoid doing anything that could result in rejection. My inner cynic has a plan. I don't know about you, but I have an inner cynic. And its plan is to deconstruct everything, to doubt and question and even mock everything. My inner manager has a plan. keep things under control by gaining financial independence and personal security, work stability, reliable relationships. There are many, many plans in each and every one of us. And these plans send us off in different directions. These plans fragment our energy and our passion and our focus. We feel pulled in all these different directions. We feel scattered. There's only one thing that can bring unity to all the different parts within you, and that is your life purpose that is in line with the Holy Spirit. That's what Proverbs is telling us here. Now, some people say your life purpose or your divine calling it comes from God. Others say we are masters of our own fate. We are a captain of our own ship. I think it's both. Both are true. It's not an either-or thing. Your life purpose, your calling is a creative endeavor involving your true self and the divine spirit. It's not a static thing that you simply discover or receive. It's a dynamic activity that you engage in and co-create with the Holy Spirit. Now, the only way to tune into the purpose of God's Spirit is by the 3 C's. I don't know if you remember them, but the 3 C's are this: consciously, consistently connecting with your true self, where you are present with the Holy Spirit. You see, your true self, in collaboration with divine spirit, discovers and creates your life purpose together. And this divine purpose, this divine calling, is where we find genuine meaning and purpose in our lives. It's the only purpose that prevails, Proverbs says. Now, what does that mean, to prevail? Well, it's the only life purpose that succeeds in bringing fulfillment in life that we are seeking. Now, you have many plans and goals in life, and they may energize you for a season. But without discerning and co-creating your divine purpose with the Holy Spirit, at some point, you'll begin to question these goals. Why am I doing this? Why am I working so hard? Why am I working so much? To what end? Why do I keep looking for more? Why don't I care about the things that I used to be so passionate about? Why am I buying more stuff? Is it really fulfilling me? You know, at some point, we find the things that used to bring us joy, fulfillment, and energize us, they start to lose their glow over time, their capacity to put us in flow. And if you are struggling with meaning and purpose in life, if you're struggling with feeling fulfilled, this means you probably need to spend more time discovering and developing a connection with your true self, and then co-creating your life vision, your life purpose with the Holy Spirit. When you do this, you develop what I call Godfidence and confidence. Now, Godfidence is trusting God is in control. It's the belief that I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Godfidence is trusting that all things, even difficult and painful things, can work together for good in our lives if we tune into the Spirit who is always at work in us. Godfidence is an essential attitude and approach to life for people of faith. However, it doesn't completely replace self-confidence. A number of years ago, one of my mentors told me a good leader has to be able to rely on themselves, their wisdom, skills, abilities, experience, and training. As a child of God, we must trust God. As a disciple, we must trust the teachings of Jesus, the leading of the Spirit, and the mentors and coaches that God brings into our lives. However, if you want to mature, you're going to have to learn to trust yourself as well. I believe Jesus teaches the same. For example, Jesus instructs his followers to be savvy as serpents and innocent and pure as doves. Why? Because we need to be able to trust in ourselves and our ability to make wise and good decisions, to make choices that honor our own growth and well-being and the growth and well-being of other people and the well-being of the parts of creation that are impacted by our choices. Learning to trust yourself, believe in yourself, be confident in yourself is an important spiritual practice, and I think it's one that many Christians often overlook or we replace with Godfidence. But the reality is we need both the savvy serpent and the pure dove in our lives. We need Godfidence and confidence. And one of the primary strategies for developing self-confidence is to keep the promises you make to yourself. If you say you're going to do something, do it. If you say you're going to clean your room or get in shape or finish a project or start going to therapy or quit an unhealthy habit, make sure you do it. Because when you routinely fail to follow through on your commitments, you stop believing in yourself. You lose confidence in yourself when you say, I'll start tomorrow, or I'll finish that up next week, and then you don't. You start to realize you are unreliable, and this leads to all manner of suffering in your life. You see, self-confidence is about integrity. I am who I say I am, and I do what I say I will do. However, self-confidence isn't arrogant. It's not condescending or proud. It's not comparative. It's not about other people. It's focusing on yourself, not others. It's not thinking you're better or more productive or successful or committed than other people. It's simply being able to rely on yourself, to follow through and make wise decisions. Now, self-confidence doesn't mean you won't fail. In fact, you'll probably fail more as you become more self-confident, because the more self-confident you are, the more you're willing to take risks and fail, because your self-image, your self-worth isn't impacted by failure as much. You know failure isn't permanent. It's just part of the process that leads to progress. Life is research, and failure is just data. Failure is just discovering another way not to accomplish the results you're seeking. When you're self-confident, you know that you'll get through failure. In fact, you'll learn and grow through it. Failure is one of the best ways to learn and grow. So it doesn't frighten you when you're self-confident, because you know you'll get through it. You can rely on yourself to get back up again and try again, or change your goals in light of the research and data that the failure has provided you. Now, another strategy that helps us develop self-confidence is to surround ourselves with people who believe in us. Most of us struggle with some level of self-doubt, no matter how much encouragement and positive reinforcement we received growing up. So a good way to build self-confidence is to find a faith community that encourages and empowers one another. And not all churches are like this, but many are. In fact, my first experience at a Mennonite church 25 years ago, it radically changed my life. And one of the reasons for this was that this church community believed in me. And they routinely and consistently told me they believed in me. And this was a season in my life when I doubted myself. But over time, their belief in me helped me value myself and love myself and trust myself. Over time, they convinced me I was worth believing in. So friends, my hope, my prayer is that church can continue to be a place that builds both Godfidence and confidence in people's lives, and help us to discover and co-create our life purpose with the Holy Spirit, the life purpose that prevails, that succeeds in bringing us the fulfillment we are looking for in life.